Alright, cats and kittens, so I called this video the most versatile concealed carry weapon in 2022. Now this is going to be an opinion thing, obviously. A lot of that's subjective. To me, to what I need, subsequent roles, I might want this weapon to fill. This is the most versatile carry weapon you can have in 2022. It's also budget. It's not really what I would call like Gucci or any of these other things that people look for nowadays. It's kind of common man, commonplace, and that kind of leads into versatility. If you're buying a weapon that is, say, you know, you can't go into a gun store and readily find mags. You can't readily find sights. You can't readily find holsters. You can't readily find any of the aftermarket support that you could for something like, say, a Smith & Wesson M&P or a Glock. Then it's not really versatile, because if you're somewhere, say you travel, you live out of hotels, you work in and out of state, you check your guns on the plane and you fly. If you're somewhere and any of your equipment takes a shit, it's nice to be able to go down to the local gun store on the block between Whoville and wherever and find magazines, find sights, find holsters, find whatever. So when you get into this type of versatility, you also have to worry about, are you the kind of person that changes your carry between summer and winter because your attire changes? You have on less garments. You know, today it's 38 degrees, I'm rocking a hoodie, and I could carry a very substantial gun today if I chose to. Especially, I carry appendix. If you carry appendix and you're wearing a hoodie, you basically have 3 pieces of garment over your carry at all times, because you have your t-shirt, you have your hoodie, and then you have the large front pocket of the hoodie that's basically like having an extra layer of shirt right where you would be carrying. So anyway, let's break into it. The most versatile concealed carry handgun you can have in 2022 is the same most versatile concealed carry handgun that you could have had anytime since 1998. And the reason that is because that is when Glock released their 3rd generation Glock 19. 2 years prior to that, they released their Glock 26, which would have been the advent of the 10-round flush fit mags in the 26 frame, corresponding with the 26. Now, if you take a 3rd generation or higher, I wouldn't do it with the Gen 5s because of the handle setup, but if you take a Gen 3 or a Gen 4, or some of you guys say like the Vickers editions or 3.5 or whatever the fuck, if you take any of the Glocks with an accessory rail and finger grooves, and you cut that Glock 19 or 17, if you want to get with it, I guess, down to a 26 length grip, then you have what the internet now calls a 26L or a 26XL. Back when I chopped the shit out of mine, there was no name for it. I've been carrying it like this for well over a decade, and I just called it the Butcher Glock. Sounds like Butcher Block. I chopped the shit out of it. I thought it was funny. So anyway, what's something like that look like, and why are the benefits to it? Well, I can show you. So let's clear this up. This is my daily, so she's riding hot. This is a Gen 3 Glock 19, threaded barrel. I think it's Griffin Armament, something cheap. I ran 300 or 400 rounds through it. It's reliable, so we're calling it good. I'm gonna carry with it for a while. It's got what's called a carry comp on it. I'm not really sold on the fact that it does anything, but I mean, I guess it looks kind of hot, and past that, you know, I don't really notice it's there, so I'll take the extra velocity. So this is cut to a 26 grip, and not that, but it also has mag grab cut, so when I'm carrying a flush fit, I can get in there, get a hold of that magazine base and pull if I have a double feed, which arguably, I mean, is useless because I've never had that with this weapon. The sights are changed out. They're metal. I believe there's something cheap. This is what I was talking about by like stick and budget. These are metal sights from Strike Industries, if I remember. They take a little fitting. They're tight as shit in the back, plus they have a set screw. It's kind of a redundancy, which I like. I do a lot of one-handed stuff, training-wise, so they seem real stout so far. I've also got skateboard tape on the top of the slide, and under the skateboard tape, the slide's actually been cut, drilled through a couple times to lighten it. I have front serrations here that I just cut in there with a Dremel for your press checks or whatever. You don't have to spend a lot of money to get the latest and greatest. What you're wanting is something you can fight with, something you can pull out, something that'll fill the role to defend your life and the preservation of life of your family, your friends, your kinfolk, whoever might happen to be with you when the proverbial shit hits the fan. This thing was Cerakoted at one time. Now it's all wearing down. The way I'm carrying right now, this is the way I carry most of the year. We got a Pierce +1 on a Glock 26, so it gives me the 3 fingers. The way that this is better than a Glock 26, the way the frame runs on a 19, when you cut it to a 26 grip, you have basically a flat frame back here. Whereas on a 26, you have a very pronounced hump that comes out and kind of blends in with the back of the mags here. The problem with that is whenever you hold a 26 with a 3-finger extension, it feels like a 26 with a 3-finger extension. When you cut your 19, you get rid of that hump. You can leave this the littlest bit longer. It feels into the meat of your hand more, and when you put a +1 in here, this feels like you're holding a 19. It doesn't feel like a 26 with a 3-finger extension. So it's just a more shootable package. Now, on the flip side of that, the other benefit over a 26 is I have a true accessory rail. I'm not screwing around with a TLR6 or some other low lumen light that's just kind of, it's panties on a rooster. It's not really what it was designed for. Glock 26 was not designed to have a light. The lights that are designed for it are kind of fluff. They're low lumens. I don't know how they are as far as durability. I had a 26 one time. I had a TLR6 one time. And they're not a bad package, but it's not the same as having a 19 with an actual rail. I can pop an X300 on this. I got one in my backpack. I'm not going to dig it out right now. If I stay in a hotel, if I'm anywhere away from my domicile, from the house, this can quickly and easily turn into my bedside gun. I slap an X300 on it. I slap it in the holster that is provided for the X300. I carry it with a like a Raven concealment. That's just the X300 with a clip, That way it's not sitting there with the trigger guard uncovered next to the bed or whatever. And that becomes my nighttime gun. And it's a full-size gun with a rail, and I can actually fight with it. I can hold on to it. The problem with all the micro guns that are out right now, whether it be a Hellcat or a P365 or whatever, is that they're micro, and when you have a full-size hand and you get a hold of that bitch, it's like you're holding a fly swatter. I don't like it, And I guess I'd say the problem with micro guns is the same problem you have with micro penises. There's just not enough meat to work with. I want a full grip. I want to have something that I can get a hold of and actually drive out, and if need be, hit somebody with this son of a bitch if you get close enough. Now, the other reason why I say this is the most versatile is, say you want to keep the same gun from summer to winter whenever you switch your garments, switch your clothes, whatever tactical speak you want to go with. So I'll show you my secondary carry mag. This is a Glock 15 or a Glock 15 round mag from a 19 with an X grip and a +2 Pierce extension. So now you're back up to 17 +1. And when you hold this, it doesn't feel like a 26 with a bunch of shit hanging off the end of it. It feels like a Glock 19 because of that back strap coming down further and being flat. It feels like a Glock 19. This feels like I've got a full-size gun. I don't feel like I've got something jerry-rigged together to run like I have a full-size gun, even though that is technically what I have. Now, if I'm carrying in the wintertime and I know I'm going to be wearing you know, say a sweater every day, or a hoodie, or a coat, or a jacket, or I'm rocking some thick flannels or something like that. I have 2 mags that I have, in my opinion, sacrificed for this carry setup. One of them is this mag. This X grip is glued into place. It's super glued into place. It will never come off unless you cut it off. I don't want it moving. I don't want it messing around when I'm carrying it. I don't want it to make the mag harder to seat, any of that shit. So it's super glued into place. I have another one set up just like this without a +2 extension, making it just a standard Glock 19 grip length. And that's my winter carry. It's also super glued into place. Because you don't want this shit moving. You want things to be where they should be, when they should be there, and you want them reliably so. Consistent, consistent, consistent. So whenever I pull out my summer carry, I've got this slide, this sight picture, this trigger, this feel. I'm pushing out this gun. Whenever I pull out my winter carry, this slide, this sight picture, this feel. I'm pushing out this gun. All day. One gun, one holster. Make it simple. This gun, you could easily get you a used G19, either a Gen 3 or a Gen 4. Take your time, get you a Dremel, and do what you want to do with it. Cut this shit out. You could even get an optics ready version of this if you want to. I've got optics ready Glock 19s. For a concealed carry guy, I don't really care much about the optics. Do they have a benefit? I'm sure they do. I haven't worked with them as much as I probably should. But anyway, most versatile concealed carry handgun that you can pack in 2022 is a Glock 19 cut to a 26 grip. Summer carry, winter carry, easily concealable, or a full figured girl, whatever you want to do. Yeah, this is it, guys. So spend a little bit of cash, spend a lot of time thinking, spend even more time shooting, get your shit together, and figure it out. There's no reason not to be ready to defend your loved ones whenever you're called upon to do so. Have a good one.